Hi everyone, Forrest here with Honey Pots Zone 5, and it is winter. Today I wanted to talk to you about seeds. I've been going through my seed packets lately, and I have found that sadly on the back of some of them they just aren't offering any information on how to plant them, or if they need any type of special care prior to planting them, or if they need to be planted in a certain way. And some seeds are like that. Some seeds need light to germinate, and that means they just get dusted on top of the soil like your lettuce seeds. Some seeds need to be soaked in water, like asparagus, and that's like a 24-hour soak. And some seeds need to be stratified, which means like a sanding of or scarring of the outside of the seeds, like canna seeds. And I will provide you guys with lists of seeds, common seeds that people grow mainly in their yard and landscape on my blog spot. That way you guys, if you can't find it on your seed packet, you might be able to find it on my blog spot. And if you can't, you can message me and ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I will find it for you. So with that being said, you kind of have to watch out for that when you're starting your seeds. And when I start my seeds, I start with a soilless mixture. Soil is just too heavy, and by soil I mean what's out in your yard. Digging that up and trying to start seeds in that, your seeds just are going to have a rough time going through that. I use vermiculite. It's my preferred thing to use. My seeds don't need any food until they get their first true leaves. Seeds they come equipped, man. They've got everything in there that they need to get started and get it going up to their first set of true leaves. And what I mean by that is when the seeds first come out, when you see those sprouts coming up and you are so super excited that little tiny sprout is making it, that is the first two leaves that are coming out, and those will usually dry up and die off. They become insignificant after they get their first two leaves. Just let them be. Just let those stay on there and do what they're going to do. They will still utilize those until they're completely gone, the nutrients that's in them. But once they get their first two set of leaves, that's when you can start fertilizing. And being an organic gardener myself, my fertilizers are like Super Thrive, and I also make a tea out of my compost and tea out of manure, which I will show you how to do that this spring. Real easy to do. If you've got some bucket and a cheesecloth and some twine, you're good to go. But I will show you how to do that and create that stinky good liquid for your plants, okay? Using a soilless mix. You can also use like a sphagnum, but I would like use sphagnum with a vermiculite or sand or perlite, because the sphagnum retains the moisture and nutrients in there, and the vermiculite and the perlite and the sand kind of aerate that soil so it can get oxygenated. But like I said, I use straight vermiculite right now with my seeds. I might use some sphagnum if I had it around, just to stretch out that vermiculite, because it can get quite expensive, especially at the rate that I produce seeds at for myself and my friends and my customers. You can get a commercial mix. They do vary, and they're mostly sphagnum and sand. Some of them do put in some type of fertilizer, which is unnecessary, and that fertilizer will be gone by the time the seed utilizes it. So for me, it's not worth the cost of that. Plus, I don't like to use chemical fertilizers or anything like that in my soils or on my plants. So for me, I don't think it's worth the cost. Even if you're one to use that type of thing, it's going to be gone by the time that plant looks to uptake some sort of nutrient from the soil. That's already going to be leaked out and washed away. Now the seeds, when you plant a seed and it doesn't call for light, the rule of thumb is to plant that seed 2 to 3 times its diameter. So this guy would go down in the soil twice the size of that seed. So that's the rule of thumb. That always works. Go with that if you're not sure about the depth in planting it. Most seeds that do need light to germinate, I found that most seed packets have it on there. So you're not going to have to go looking too far for that information. Like I said, I'll provide some of that for you guys on my blog spot. If I'm starting a seed inside and not outside in my jugs, I'll put them in a pot, cover them with some plastic, kind of making a little warm greenhouse effect. And then once that sprouts up, the plastic comes off. And then they get moved to one of my windows in here, super bright light in this room. It really is. It's a great room to have. It's one of the reasons why I bought the house, besides the big garden area outside. But make sure they're getting enough bright light. They can get leggy, and start fertilizing once those new seedlings come up. Don't let them dry out. Don't soak them and drown them all the time. Your best bet is to water early in the morning and let them dry out through the night. Don't let them sit in water. At night is the time when you're going to have issues with wilting, fungus, stuff like that. So that's going to be it on seeds. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to contact me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know how I like that. And I will see you guys in the next video.